Well, welcome back to the show, and this time we're talking about those business dynamics. So stay with us, and we'll be right with John Hardy, our business coach, having a personal coach right in your room. Don't go anywhere. Hi, and welcome back, and John, business dynamics.
Yeah, I think it's really fascinating that there is so much to business. And I want to talk about just some basic business dynamics that sometimes gets in the way for us as business operators that we forget.
Right.
That really can be quite foundational to the way business works. And so, there's lots of topics out there. And as you know, we've been doing this almost 18 months, talking about business, which I get a bit flabbergasted about the context and the opportunity, and there is much to talk about in the whole world of business.
What I love is as you're explaining things, and you talked about incentives, then we get a question from the UK, someone going, okay, I heard your incentives, but I run a gardening centre, I think it was.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're going, okay, well, what should we be looking at?
Absolutely.
So lots of topics, but then people are still curious and want that more in-depth knowledge. I mean, this is like having a personal business coach in your room with you.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what we're trying to do, is make it very real, because I coach people all the time.
Yeah.
I'm with, not only with clients that I have for a while, but I'm constantly adding new clients, and they add fresh new dimensions and really interesting challenges. And I'm loving that because it energizes me, because I know this is the place I fit. And, yes, I work hard, but I come out of my sessions energized and ready for the next one, and I just absolutely love it. And I know that these are the kinds of conversations I have with my own clients, and the challenges that they face in their everyday world. So business dynamics, and what we'll talk about today, just some specific areas, and we'll have a bit of fun with them. Let's see what happens as we have the conversation. So.
Let's unpack it.
Okay,
let's unpack this thing.
Okay, the first one I want to talk about is the big goal. When we get into business, we often have this amazing dream. And I remember when I started my business, my fundamental desire was to help businesses, help the dream that they had on the inside that oftentimes gets lost. To let that really come out and flourish, so they can really live that big dream, that big goal that they actually had when they thought of that idea, I would like to change the world with.
Do you find, and I don't want to take it off topic, but do you find that, and I've been through this, the experience of a lot of business owners, as the challenges come in, as the pressures come in, it squashes the dream down, so they make it smaller. And the problem with that is we get smaller. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. We tend to contract inwards rather than grow outwards.
And that's why it's the big dream goal. And the big goal that we're actually talking about, that businesses have, and I think business owners often will lie in bed at night, or on their holidays, or having a quiet time, or they meet a supplier and think, if only I could see that big goal, that dream, that big dream I have on the inside actually become a reality. That's what I love doing. So I was with a lady today who's a potential client for me, which is always pretty cool and pretty exciting. We had a great session in a coffee shop, having a chat, and I can just see potential all over her. And one of her big goals is to be an international recognized world speaker. Wow. Isn't that so exciting?
That is exciting.
Absolutely. And she's in the process. She has some opportunities, but it's not yet realized, and it's not yet totally fruitful in that area. And I'm just thinking, wow. That is a big goal to actually go for, and I'm really excited about that dynamic for her, and she has the potential and resource, and so I'm looking forward to working with her and helping. That's just one component of one of her key objectives that she has, and what happens in business is this, in answering your question, is it's the distraction and drift and discouragements that come in because we actually set ourselves up for failure.
Okay.
Okay. What we do is we have this big goal and we want it next week.
Me?
Okay.
Why do I suddenly
We
feel
all do this. But if you can understand your big goal is potentially your next 10 years. So that's the dynamic of what you're talking about is this big goal, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this over the next 10 years. And it's going to take some time to continually work towards that. So we have this big idea, we set our business up, we get the name, we get it branded, we do the publicity, and it doesn't happen, and an invoice comes in that I've got to get paid last week, a staff member resigns, a supplier fails,
Yep.
and we get drift, discouragement, and distractions come in, and it stops the energy and it kind of it limits the momentum that you had when you first got into business, and you think, oh, this is all too hard, too difficult, it's too bad, I'm too sad, what am I going to do now?
Is that the difference when we look at the guys, and I know it's a cliche, but we look at guys like Richard Branson,
Yep.
because they've got these big audacious goals, and because they didn't lose faith, they didn't get distracted, they've just gone, I'm actually doing that. And we've got to remember that he got told he wasn't going to succeed, and he started an online record company, and they said that won't work either.
Yes. Now, I think we need to understand with Richard Branson and some of those examples, he almost landed on his feet accidentally.
Yeah.
So when he did the record business, he was just having a go to have a go because he wanted to run business and see what would actually work. And it actually worked.
Exactly, he didn't put any pressure on himself. He just went, I'll just give it a
Just give it a go. See, and this is what we don't understand in business. It's okay to fail as long as I'm going to steal this from a colleague of mine in the States, failing forward.
Right.
Okay? So that's a steal. And I think his name is Steve Furtick, if I remember.
Yeah.
And it's a powerful principle. And we forget that.
Right.
That it's okay to fail, but what we do is we fail down or we fail backwards, and we beat ourselves up, and we overcomplicate it, and all we're really doing is having a go.
Yeah.
When I first started in my business, I just had a go, and I did a number of things until I refined what I was really good at. And so this is the dynamic of what we want to do and how we want to do it. So I'm amazed that we need to kind of pause for a minute, because I'm so excited about having this conversation with you today about the dynamic of what it means, what business dynamics are, and have a big goal.
And fail forward.
That's right, yeah, totally. And we'll be back in just a minute. Looking forward to doing that with you.